We're on a record in cause number 327828, the state of Texas versus Louis Ray Kendrick. Mr. Kendrick, would you please raise your right hand?
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Mr. Kendrick, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Kendrick, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Kendrick?
Pretty good, sir.
That's good. Mr. Kendrick, prior to signing the forms that I have before me, the misdemeanor plea admonishment and the uh, trial court certification, and prior to talking to the state prosecutor in this case, the court informed you through the judge's explanation that you had three options as a defendant in this case. And the first option was that you had a right to hire an attorney. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
The second option was that if you did not have enough money to hire an attorney, you may request an attorney to be appointed to represent you. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And the third option was that you may represent yourself. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And after the court further uh, explained your rights as a defendant without an attorney, uh, you chose to, well, you stated to court that you wanted to waive your right to an attorney and to represent yourself. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And in State's Exhibit Number 1, which is a misdemeanor plea admonishment that you signed, um, that contained the waiver of counsel, and that was read to you, and you stated to the court that that was true and correct. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, Mr. Kendrick, I have before me an information that states on or about September 5th of 2020, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you were charged with the Class B misdemeanor offense of criminal trespass. Do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
To that charge, how did you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Kendrick, State's Exhibit Number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment, has a box checked on the first page stating that this is a Class B misdemeanor, and the range of punishment is confinement in the jail for a term not to exceed 180 days, and a fine not to exceed $2,000, or you could be given both such fine and confinement. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And on page 2, under the paragraph that says waiver, there are some initials on the line next to the box that's checked that says no look contingent, which means no contest. Are those your initials?
Yes, sir.
And on the paragraph, below the paragraph that is titled Discovery Admonishment, there are initials on a line that states, I do not request discovery of the evidence. I waive my right to request discovery in the case and chose to enter a plea of guilty or no contest. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And is that are those your initials on the line?
Yes, sir.
On the next page, page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that purports to be yours, is above the line that's titled defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document, which is a trial court certification, the defendant's right of appeal, there's a signature on the line that says defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
And there are two boxes that's checked at the top of this document. The first box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Second box states that you're waiving, which means you're giving up your right to appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, prior to signing and initialing these documents, did you have an opportunity to review the documents?
Yes, sir.
And did you review the documents?
Yes, sir.
And did you understand what you reviewed?
Yes, sir, I did.
Well, the question was, did you understand what you reviewed?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay. Mr. Now, Kendrick, is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir, they are.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer State's 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
And I'd also like to offer State's Exhibit number 2, that's the probable cause affidavit for this case.
Okay. Mr. Kendricks, the state is offering State's Exhibit number 1 and 2 to be used as evidence against you in your case. State's Exhibit number 1 is the document that have your initials on page 2 and your signature on page 3. State's Exhibit number 2 is the probable cause affidavit. We commonly refer to it as the police report. The state would like to use these 2 documents as evidence against you in this case. Is it all right for the state to use these documents as evidence in your case?
Yes, sir, it is.
No objection. State's Exhibit number 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Kendrick, is there any evidence that you are currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, sir.
Okay, Mr. Kendrick, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial, and I will also find that your plea of no contest and waivers were freely and voluntarily given, and I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, it's for 10 days, credit for time served, tax and retire of the court cost.
Yeah, that judgment. Okay, Mr. Kendrick, the state is offering that you pay, that you serve 10 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you do not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail on this case because you've already served 10 days in the Jefferson County Jail. Therefore, you'll be given credit for time served. And Mr. Kendrick, you'll also be required to pay court costs. There's court costs of $327. However, you will not have to pay that because the time that you spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court costs will be taxed and retired. Mr. Kendrick, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir, I do.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Kendrick, do you think that the state's offer is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Mr. Kendrick, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Kendrick, please follow the bailiff and have a great day.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.